everyone, it's Robin, Arts on Crafts, and welcome to my studio. I'm sure by now everyone knows that the kids and I are packing up and moving from Florida to Arizona, so we have a big cross-country move. I am staying in a small room at my kids' rental house now. I have sold my home, and it's been working. It's a tight fit. I have to move my chair to move around the room and stuff like that, but it's been working. It's not a complaint. It's just it's been quite interesting. Now I'm to the point where I need to start packing this room up for the cross-country move and start packing up things like sewing machines and all of that. Now, yes, those are going to be towards the end of the situation. I want to sew as long as I can. But I took a desk out of this room, a just standard student-sized desk, with the pencil drawer here and the drawers down there and stuff like that. It's a really good desk, nice and sturdy. I noticed a tag on the back of it the other day. It said 1991 on it. It was when it was manufactured, and that means it's the same age as my daughter. Now, we've had it for over 20 years, and it's been moved around from room to room many times and across town, so it's a really good desk. But I'm not taking it with me. So I had to take everything out of those drawers. You know how drawers are. Open a drawer, throw it in, forget about it, right? Close the drawer, tuck things in, you're good to go. It used to be like that at one point. I used to actually store my fabric scraps in it. So I moved it on and it became a nice storage for scissors and pins and bobbins of thread and all the fun stuff we need, right? So now I needed to take everything out of that and put it somewhere to make it useful. So I kind of rearranged this room a little bit, and I thought I would just share with you what I've been using. Now, most of my things are Dollar Tree items that I've had for quite a while now. I find these baskets, these thin ones here, or not so tall ones I should say, they are great for storing works in progress. I can stack them up, also store things in them that I want to show for you guys in videos. Currently this one is holding all of these extra blocks that I've worked on that haven't turned into anything, which was fun. I even found the scissors blocks we made here that I completely forgot about. I was going to turn this into a wall hanging, and I haven't done it yet, so that's going to be something fun to find again once I unpack in Arizona, and that'll be one of my first projects, I think. So I've been separating out my half square triangles that are pressed and trimmed and ready to go. All the quarter square triangles that I've been making, I just keep them in these Ziploc baggies. I have had these for a very long time. I just reuse them over and over and kind of wipe them down to get the dust off if I need to. So these are great. I can put a lot of different things in them and then just stack them up and they can go on the shelf. I started storing my scraps in these plastic shoe boxes and stuff, but I soon realized that this isn't what I like. I like something that has the handles that close on here so that the lids don't easily. Now these are pretty good. You have to really pop them off. But what I didn't like about this style is it's so rounded. I wanted something that's more with the straight sides up and down. I really find that I prefer that. And that's what all this is figuring out what you prefer. Now that I know what I prefer, I can choose something that's a little bit longer lasting and of a different quality, a little bit better than the Dollar Tree. But I love the Dollar Tree storage containers, so I'm going to use both. This one just happens to have, I stored my microphone cable in here for safekeeping. But I keep for the two sewing machines, I have a Juki and a Brother. I have the Juki extra feet that don't fit in the little container at the machine. I have these feet that someone had given to me. I don't know what they all do, and I haven't tested them all out yet. But that's going to be an adventure, something to have fun with. I keep my needles and my rotary cutter blades, my old needles, old blades, some other hand stitching needles and stuff. I keep that all in here in one spot. This wasn't even in the desk drawer. I just kept this on the bookcase. They were all in the desk drawer at one point, but not anymore. So I find these are great to corral all those little bits. And if you have the same little bits to put them in there, it's great. And of course, these stack up beautifully. What I wanted to show you today is these storage containers. These are meant at the Dollar Tree, they suggest in some of the videos on YouTube here, they suggest that you use these to corral your children's hair ties, hair brushes, detangler, all of those bits, barrettes and everything. That's great. So if you have one for each child, you can just take this to the bathroom sink, or if you're doing it at the kitchen while they're eating breakfast or something, you can go ahead and have just Robins in here, and then you can have Mirandas in there or whatnot. So they're really good for that. I found that they're not flimsy, but they weren't quite what I wanted. I didn't quite like these. But as an extra thing, what I am using one of these for, because I purchased 4, I took the lid off, and we have all of our Tupperware type containers, all our Rubbermaid food storage containers. I stored all the lids, put them together concisely. If I get a picture, I'll put it right here. So I put all of the red square lids. I have all of the little round ones. I have the blue ones, the circles, the squares, put all the rectangles in the back. So it was a great way to store the lids. My kids had them in an ice cream bucket, and you had to pull them all out to get the lid you wanted and then put them all back in. That drove me crazy. So that was a nice thing. And then my kids like to store it on top of the refrigerator, so it just slides on and off the refrigerator. So that's great. But for me, I use these to put things in that I took out of that desk. So I thought today we'd just go ahead and take a little look at what I put in them and some of the things that I store in the desk. I thought I would still need some of these items before I pack up the entire house into a pod, so I wanted to make sure I had access to them. I think those tools are for my chair, so I wanted to make sure I saved those where I could find them. I don't plan on taking apart my chair, but what happens if a bolt or a nut comes loose in the meantime? I spent a lot of time sitting, spinning, and rolling in that chair, so anything can happen. But I have my bobbins of thread. Don't laugh, but this is what I use during a live stream. The tripod that I use is it's always been a little bit off balance, so I put this underneath so that my videos are more straight on and less crooked. So this was sent to me. There was something on there that popped off because I needed it. It was like a gem or jewel or whatever, but I needed it to fit underneath right in like this. So I popped that off, and then I use this in my live stream. So I need to make sure I have that easy access. For my fabric postcards, I use glue sticks. I have a nice sharp pair of scissors. Those are actually for stitches. And then a good pair of tweezers. So I have all of that there. I can pull that out so that I can still sew, because we're going to need bobbins when we sew. Now these are pretty good. They do hold things that aren't too heavy. And then we always have extra stuff that there's miscellaneous that are this or that. I have some coupons that I keep in the desk drawer, my checkbook. I have the cleaning things for the machine, my quilting gloves, needles, more cleaning stuff, a good pair of scissors, things that I just might need, but I didn't want to pack away yet. When's the last time you wrote a check? I rarely write a check. In the past, when we had to do like direct deposit and stuff, we would need a canceled check. But I don't even think they do that anymore. But I bought the checks like 15 years ago. I own them. I'm keeping them. And then I have a container in there. I had smaller, like the little gray stackable plastic containers from the Dollar Tree that I would put different things in. But I packed most of those up. And then this time I just have some of my tools. I think I need these to take the legs off of my table here, or I might need something from the garage. I don't know, but just in case, I kept them all here. And what if I want to make some key fobs while I'm waiting to pack things up? If I pack that away, then I'm going to have to do it like the old-fashioned way with pliers. Well, wait, there's my pliers. Did I pack those away? It's starting to get to the point where I just stand in the middle of this room, which isn't saying much, but I stand in one spot and I just move my eyes around the room. Where did I pack that? The microphone that I'm using for this video, where did I put that for safekeeping? Because that's when I get in trouble, that safekeeping bit. I always put safekeeping things where I think I'm going to find them again, and then I never do. I've actually watched other organization videos for kitchens, pantries, bathrooms, and for craft rooms, and I've noticed a lot of people like baskets, either these or something very similar. I just like that low profile and how it's pretty rectangle. I wouldn't mind some really nice square ones, a 12.5 inch, 13 inch would be the best, so that I could put like my quilt blocks in, but for now I just end up folding them if I need to. So do you have a favorite storage that you use throughout your house? Or are you like me and you try different ones until you find the one you want? I watched a video recently. I saw this one woman who's a quilter, and she has what she called a pass-through from the kitchen to the living room. So it's just kind of like an extra wide hallway. It's a part of a room. So she has all of her quilting there, but she has a cabinet from IKEA. So it's a tall white cabinet that goes under her sewing table, and it has these drawers. Some of them are thin, and I think they get a little wider as they get to the bottom. I was eyeballing that because that would be perfect to sit next to my sewing space or under my table, under the pressing table, where I can put all of these little bits and have them nice and organized. I love watching how I organize my craft room. Watch me clean my craft room, because you can pick up a lot of different tips that might work for you. And when you can see it in action, it's a little different than seeing it on Amazon or in Target or Walmart or IKEA or what are there, container stores. There's all kinds of places to get stuff, and it kind of looks okay, but how's it going to look in my space? How's it going to look for scissors to be organized and stuff like that? So watch other people's videos, see how they work in their craft rooms, and see what works for them, and maybe it'll work for you. So your scrappy word for today is storage. How do you store all the little bits? Let us know. We might find a new idea for our craft rooms. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.